not so live from an apartment somewhere in Brisbane. This is the inaugural TEBBY Awards! And now, your hosts, Callum and Nick.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Wow, it's so great to have a live audience here tonight. How are you feeling?
Ooh, yes, thank you
Wow.
so much, live studio audience. It is absolutely fantastic to have you here. You may think, of course, how did they fit a live studio audience in that room? Well, that's a secret. I'll never tell.
Yes. You may have noticed, guys, that we are dressed to the nines tonight because we are presenting the inaugural TEBBY Awards.
Yeah.
These awards are awards of excellence,
Yeah.
recognizing the hard work that our class of Eurovision 2025 has done. Yeah. We will be doling out our awards in a number of different categories, but unfortunately there can only be one winner of each category.
Exactly. So as we go along, we're gonna stop for a little stroll down memory lane and discuss some of the moments that have brought us real joy.
The moments that made us laugh, the moments that made us cry, the moments that made us go, huh?
Yeah.
What?
And if you want a full list of moments that made us go, huh, what the fuck? Well, we've got a video that we just popped out last week for you.
We did.
Feel free to come and give that a watch as well.
A much more casual video, if I will say. But Nick, how's the vibe tonight? How are you feeling?
Oh, I think
hosting your first ever award show.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I think they're back in Iceland, but I'm feeling absolutely fantastic, and I'm ready to start handing out some bottles of Dom Perignon vintage to all of our award nominees, and we will be giving a plot of land in Cyprus to any of our winners. They've got space.
Okay, that feels a bit colonizer energy of you, but that's so fine.
Anyway,
so let's start with our first category tonight. And off the bat, we are presenting the Visual Treat Award for Best Staging. So, as we've said before, Eurovision is not just for the song. It is a whole bunch. It is a multimedia experience.
Yeah.
And so we thought we want to reward the songs that we felt took us on a visual journey just as much as they took us on an audio journey.
oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So I'm so excited. I would love to hear about some of our nominees.
So, the nominees for Best Visual Treat and Best Staging are Bada Bada Bastu, Kai,
Voyage, Zoe May.
Wasted Love, JJ,
And Burman Laimi, Tautomatus. Now, of course, congratulations to all of our nominees, but of course, there can only be one winner. Callum, would you do the honors?
Yes. Pretend there's an envelope here.
What?
Wow. And the award for Best Staging goes to Voyage, Zoe May.
Thank you.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Zoe. Nick, why do we give Zoe the award?
So, of course, there are a lot of fantastic things that go into a perfectly executed staging. Sometimes it's big and bold and brash, like I think some of our other nominees were. Sometimes it's subtle, pared down, and understated. I think that this was the staging that managed to capture the best of both worlds. You had beautifully elegant lows and intimate close-ups, and then you also had really far-out panning shots as well. The view of the lights over the audience, absolutely spectacular.
It was a cinematic masterpiece, if I do say so. I think that she managed to make a moment on stage. She transported us somewhere entirely different. For a brief moment, it felt like the room was silent and it was just her. And she wowed us.
Yeah.
She did something that I had never really seen on Eurovision, which is achieve intimacy in such a spectacular way. So.
And obviously the name of this award, the Visual Treat Award for Best Staging, I think that really starts to encapsulate what we loved so much about this performance is that the way that they managed to conjure imagery of an oil painting on stage, just with lighting and angles, is something that we've not seen executed quite so well before, and it just made for an absolutely spectacular visual treat.
Yes, thank you for bringing the Renaissance to Eurovision, Zoe, and congratulations on winning the first TEBBY Award of the night and also of all time.
Yep, the first ever TEBBY Award recipient, Voyage, Zoe May. Now, moving on to the next award. While we say that Eurovision, it's not just about the song, it's about the staging, it's about all the components. At the end of the day, Eurovision itself is also a very large show.
A whole production, if you will, yes.
It's a whole piece.
Yes.
And there are many, many moments that go into the in-between parts. All of the bits that help keep the show running while someone's setting up a massive Vitruvian Man statue on stage and building framing, or someone's trying to roll out the panini press for Lorraine.
Yes.
There are many heroes that often go unsung that do the bits and bobs in between.
Yes.
So we wanted to celebrate those moments.
Yes.
Our next award that we will be presenting will be for the best non-performer moment.
Yes. So just to clarify, a non-performer, we mean none of the countries representing.
Non-competitor.
So an
or
interval act does count as a non-performer moment. But Nick, kick us off.
Alrighty. Our first nominee for the best non-performer moment is Petre Mede, cameo as William Tell.
Cardia versus Baby Lasagna's interval act.
Hazel Brugger, crowd surfing.
John's tears and his fire sleeves.
And the award goes to Karia versus Baby Lasagna, interval act.
I feel like that adds a little bit more of us to it.
Yeah, adds a little bit of charm, a little bit of presence. All right, Callum, tell me why, of all the moments that we saw this year as interval acts, this one was your favourite.
For me, this just felt like a shot of adrenaline at a point of the night where it probably needed it.
Yeah, Eurodab to the high heavens.
Eurodab all the day, all the time. I think that interval acts can sometimes be really good. Sometimes they can drag on way too long. Yeah. Sometimes you'll leave being like, what? Why did we sit through that?
Sometimes they're about a Swiss clock.
Exactly.
And that's okay too.
And so it was so good to see a performance that felt electric, alive, to fan favorite performers from previous Eurovisions coming back without maybe the stress or the responsibility. So really able to embrace the fun. And I think that really came across on stage. And I think that retrospectively too, looking back to some of the more traumatic moments that happened this year, this one always stands out to us as a moment of like, no holds barred celebration.
No thoughts, just vibes.
No thoughts, just vibes. Yeah. They're still in Iceland, Nick. We can't bring them up.
Sorry.
Anything you want to add?
I also think a secondary shout out goes to the best use of the actual stage framing so far this year as
with the health bars on them. Yeah. Very, very cool.
Very
Love
clever.
That. Maybe we should have put them in best staging.
And then obviously just going back as well to two absolute crowd favorites. If you want to talk about crowd pandering, well, the Swiss have got it in droves because that was if you wanted to get people on side in a year that was fraught with difficulties, to say the least, I think that these are the two people that were more than capable of saving absolutely anything.
Very much, and thank you for your service, Karia and Baby Lasagna. May you be wheeled out at every subsequent Eurovision from now on.
May you become the new Manzumlov.
The new Manzumlov, exactly. But we must now move on to our next category. And this category is the Robbed Diva Award. So the Robbed Diva, of course, is the best act to sadly not make it to the Eurovision Grand Final. Of course, there are 37 songs all entering Eurovision, but only 26 spots in that Grand Final, 6 of which are already taken by the Big Five plus the host nation. So only 20 songs can qualify, and we lost 11 before the Grand Final. So this is the cream of the crop of the ones that didn't make it to the top.
It's a
that was really good.
That was
I didn't script that
because you know what happens to cream, it rises.
Yes.
Yes. So, Callum, do you want to do the honors then?
Yes. Our nominees for the Robbed Diva Award for Best Song to Not Qualify are Strobe Lights, Red Sebastian.
Poison Cake, Marco Bosniak.
Theo Evan.
Milkshake Man, Gojo.
And the award for the biggest Rob Diva of 2025 goes to...
Callum, let me just grab this.
I'll just
grab this.
Yep.
God.
Thank you so much.
Fresh news, fresh off the press. Oh.
Red Sebastian, strobe lights.
Congratulations.
Nick, why is Red Sebastian our biggest Rob Diva of the year?
Well, look, if you are new to this channel, first of all, welcome. But if you expected anything else from us, unfortunately, you were always
Prepare
going
to be unsurprised by some of these results.
Yeah, because look, we are here to bring entertainment to the masses. We are not here to be original. But why Red Sebastian? Why strobe lights for most Rob Diva? Statistically, if nothing else, going from 6 in the odds to win the whole competition to not even qualifying.
Yeah, that's a big turnaround.
It's a big turnaround. It's a big jump. But I think just a symbol of a fantastic song that didn't resonate with a crowd quite enough. Was an excellent performance, understandably not to everyone's taste, but not seeing this make its way through. All of the other ones in this list, and this is where I think it really comes down to who was going to win this. All of the other ones in this list were disappointing.
In different ways. Like I'd say Marco Bosniak, for example, we never really thought he'd make it, but then with the staging and everything, we're like, oh, maybe. Which is why he was a nominee in this category.
And again, very similar for Theo Evan, and it was very much were we necessarily rooting for them to qualify in the first place? No, not necessarily. But when seeing the product produced on the stage...
Gave a good performance.
Exactly.
But Red Sebastian's was, I think, of a quality that the others in the category did not represent. And it simply comes down to something that we've unpacked and contended with in this post-Eurovision season. The fact that I think people simply did not like... the shrillness of that falsetto with an EDM beat is not their genre, and people did not connect. And that's so fine.
Exactly.
But this is our award show, and so Red Sebastian, we're giving you the award. It's a bittersweet award, but hopefully this is some consolation for not qualifying. Yeah. But we must move on. Nick, what is the next category?
So our next category is a very fun one. It's biggest glow up. So this is the award for the staging that came along, or the performance, or the artist that came along and really took us by surprise based on what we'd seen from previous performances, whether that be a national final, whether that be an internal selection music video.
Whether it just be hearing the recording of the song.
Yeah. But these are the nominees that really took us somewhere that we weren't expecting to be taken.
They shocked us a little.
Exactly.
They gagged us a bit.
Oh, gagged, mama. These are the ones that made us go cat to the cat.
Biggest gaggery and goopery.
Yeah, biggest gaggery and goopery of the year. So with that being said, I'm going to jump into our nominees. Survivor, Pog.
La Poupée monte le son, Laura Thorne.
Poison Cake, Marco Bosniak.
Hallucination, Sisal.
And the winner of the Biggest Glow Up Award goes to... Thank you so much. Oh, really? Did we get this checked? That's okay. Poison Cake by Marco Bosniak. Yes, congratulations, Marco.
Slightly controversial, slightly unexpected winner, I think, especially up against a person like Sisal.
Yeah. So tell me, what was the thing that set it in motion for you?
I think it was going from no expectations to having this be a song that generally could have qualified. Yep. I think Sisal was always going to have a bit of momentum behind her.
Yep.
I think the changes she made to the song were fantastic. But if I think about the scale, the sort of distance of said glow up from point A to point B, I think Marco's was the biggest leap. And that is why he has won the award.
I would completely agree with you, because biggest glow up, unfortunately, oftentimes will require you coming from the biggest pit.
Yeah.
So not to say that the original performance was a pit, but it was widely projected to not qualify, which it ultimately
And it
didn't.
didn't.
But I think where some of the others, we saw them go from a 60% package to an 80% package. I feel like we saw this one go from a 40 to a 90,
Yes.
almost.
We saw a song that had it actually qualified, wouldn't have surprised us,
Yeah.
which had you told me that prior to semi-final one,
Yeah.
I would have laughed at you. I'd been like, Croatia's not qualifying.
Yeah.
Don't get your hopes up. And yes, they still didn't, but for that attitude shift to happen is crazy.
This really felt like the performance that gave us the biggest momentum shift of the year. The one that really actually sort of, instead of being a took break song, as it was anticipated to be, genuinely was one of the ones that we had to sit there and watch because the production that was put on was just absolutely fantastic.
And of course, artists like Parg and Laura Thorne actually qualified off the back of their big glow ups of songs.
Yeah.
So obviously, you want to shout out to them. But I think our subjective opinion was just that Marco managed to achieve something.
And a reminder, this is biggest glow up of the year. This definitely isn't the best performance of the year.
No, yeah.
But this is...
Again, that's such a good point. Glow up, think about glow up as relative to your initial impression rather than something that ended up being really good.
Exactly.
Yes. But shall we move on?
I think we shall. Callum, what is our next award?
Our next category is veering slightly from the competition itself and delving into some of the shenanigans that these artists get up to outside the competition.
Well, if we've been talking about how Eurovision is not just a song and it's not just a staging and it's not just the whole package around it, well, then we enter the Eurovision stratosphere that then surrounds it of
the
all
cultural moments, if you will.
Exactly.
So, as a result, we are giving an award this year to Meme of the Year.
Yes.
The moments from Eurovision 2025 that went a little bit viral, that made us laugh, and that we want to recognize.
Yeah, we'll put a sub bracket on this one and call it most shareable moment of the year.
Moments that made us laugh, and moments that made us go, did you see this? And they send it to you.
Exactly. The moments that really managed to extract that of nose laughter out of you, where it's not a big laugh, because it's not the funniest thing that's ever happened, but it's the thing that, as you're scrolling, makes you go...
So, our nominees for Meme of the Year are... Firefighter.
Well, points.
Lumo curses everyone.
Cecil and Adonis's blossoming relationship.
I look like a beauty blender.
And
strong field this year.
Strong field. The award for Meme of the Year goes to... This one feels right.
Yeah.
I look like a beauty blender. Miriana Conte.
Congratulations.
The icon herself. I feel like this has to be the biggest meme to come out of Eurovision this year.
Well, I would say so too, because not only did it manage to spawn a fantastic meme that's incredibly hilarious and definitely relevant, but also managed to become a little bit of a colloquialism for the group of
the
beauty
blenders.
on that call.
If you're a Survivor fan, the Beauty Blender Alliance.
Yeah.
Dumb. Not Survivor by Parg, by the way, the TV show.
I was going to say, I was like,
connecting the dots.
Yeah, I was like, what does Armenia have to do with this? But he was probably there too.
Absolutely hilarious. I think such a showcase of Miriana Conti's sense of humor. The general slightly deranged nature of this group of misfits.
Yeah.
And the fact that all of them qualified for the grand final and had that real moment to celebrate, especially with JJ winning.
Exactly.
I just think this feels like the start of it, the genesis of it. The Beauty Blender is what brought these people together.
Yeah, and also, if nothing else, if you want to talk about the range and the context, also a startling recognition of how shit we all look on FaceTime. Yeah. Just how of how absolutely dog shit we all look when we accidentally open the front camera.
If Miriana Conti can look like a beauty blender, then there's no hope for any of us.
Exactly. But an absolutely deserving winner. And someone that we adore.
Yes.
Special shout outs, I think, for me personally, as my strong second runner up for Cecile and Adonis's blossoming romance.
Yeah, that is. I think it's a slightly more obscure one, but we included it because if you follow Cecile on Instagram throughout the preseason, her constant lusting after an openly gay man is genuinely hilarious. And Adonis leaning into it by the end of it was also a really lovely full circle moment.
If you haven't seen them doing their couples photo shoot that they've done together, I think there's lots of commentary of mommy and daddy in the comments underneath, which I absolutely adore.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, nothing could beat the powerhouse that was I look like a beauty blender.
And we will be saying that.
I'd still say
time immemorial.
I still say it now.
Yep.
I still say it now. I hope that she actually gets invited back as an interval act next year just to reprise that line.
Yeah.
If nothing else.
Yeah. Well, I hope JJ's going to bring back all the beauty blenders to perform.
Yeah.
Like Nemo did it this year with their gang. Let's hope that the sort of clicks for the winners can be brought back every subsequent year.
I want to see Mariana Conte holding up the sail on JJ's boat when he comes back to perform.
Yep. I want JJ's performance of Wasted Love to be on a Swiss ball.
Yes. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yep.
Oh,
but moving on to our next category, Nick.
We've got a fun one coming up next. So the next award that we will be handing out is for our Fashionista of the Year.
You want to be on top.
So, Fashionista of the Year. An award that goes out to the person who was not serving can't, but they were serving looks. So our Fashionista of the Year is the person that we saw, not necessarily just based on their staging performance and their actual performance at the event, but of all the looks that they brought.
A conglomeration of just the most stylish people who just were always giving us something, giving us a little a treat, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, look, have I probably over-explained what a fashionista is? Objectively.
Nick explains the concept of clothes to an audience.
So basically, it's like when you go on stage, but you've got stuff on.
And the stuff looks kind of good.
Yeah. That. Shall we jump into our nominees?
I think we fucking should.
And our nominees are Beatrice from Škoda Elektronik,
Justyna Stakowska,
Adonis,
Zieferblatt.
So, our first inaugural Fashionista of the Year award goes to Beatrice from Škoda Elektronik.
Oh, much deserved. Look, I just want to say this very quickly. I think this is our closest fought category.
I think
in
so
terms
too.
of we were going back and forth, but I think the reason Beatrice wins is that look in their performance on Grand Finale is probably my favorite thing worn in the contest.
And every
that was gorgeous.
Yeah, every step that we've seen her. I mean that hair.
The hair is iconic.
That hair
wins
alone.
the award alone.
Yeah, that hair alone could win the award. But I think the looks that we've seen her turning, not just in the performance, but on the turquoise carpet, on all of it, in the national final, everything that she packed, that suitcase, I don't know how much extra baggage she must have paid for, but it must have been a lot because she brought the looks this year.
Yes. I mean, the fashion was on point, and just a shout out to Justyna, who very nearly won, but I just think that Beatrice's look on the main stage in the grand finale, that sort of like half tendon skin thing with the dress and the glitter and the fact that her mum made it. I think the story is just
special points go in for mum as well.
Yes. So absolutely well deserved, and like all these nominees are absolute style icons.
Exactly. And congratulations again to Albania and Beatrice.
Yes.
For Fashionista of the Year.
Yes.
Shall we jump into our next one?
Yes. We are getting to the spicy, exciting part of the award show now.
This is the part where usually the hosts are a bit shit-faced.
Slurring their words. No, we are presenting our award for Miss Congeniality. Now, Miss Congeniality is, of course, a gender-neutral term, okay? So it applies to anyone can be Miss Congeniality. Look, what do you need to explain about Miss Congeniality? This is the person or people who we feel like embodied the spirit of Eurovision, embodied creating the community, who just brought joy, who we feel like just really elevated the competition and made us fall in love with them.
Yeah. So whether you're a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race or Sandra Bullock, I think you know very much.
Or just beauty pageants.
Yeah, I think you very much know what a Miss Congeniality is. Calm.
Yes. So, the nominees for Miss Congeniality are Mariana Conte,
Sisal,
Vibe,
Kyle Alessandro.
Oh, that's another tight category, but sadly there can only be one winner. But I just want you girls to know that you're all winners here. Nick, give me the envelope.
I thought you had the envelope.
It's just written on like really sweaty ink on my palm.
You're just like
who?
Cunt.
Yep. No, our winner of Miss Congeniality is... I don't think it's going to be much of a surprise, guys. It's Sisal.
Yes, it just feels right.
I would say one of the more social media active people. I believe she was the one who started the group chat that got people to start bonding, making friends.
Yep.
I think if there was one person you were going to give this award to, it would have to be the diva herself.
The person who has probably created more iconic moments and platforms for success for everyone around her.
Absolutely.
Those 2 points.
Yep.
Well,
point 1, point 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would hope that we would see more for her in another life, in another reality.
But again, this is what this award's for. We're not here to deconstruct the song, the staging, the whatnot. We're just here to give Sisal her flowers for just how much of a legend, icon, and star that she is, and how she is probably the best follow. If you're going to follow anyone on social media, follow her, because even to this day,
the content.
Did you see the pink dildo TikTok?
I did not. But
go follow it. It's very, very funny.
Was it her TikTok?
She did like a TikTok to like some Cardi B thing where Cardi B was like, I got a pink dildo in my drawer, and then Sisal pulls out her own pink dildo. I'm like, perfect.
And that's content.
That's comedy, baby.
And that's Eurovision, baby.
Yes. So absolute huge congratulations to Sisal. But Nick, we are now at our last award of the night. This is the equivalent to Song of the Year.
Yep.
This is the equivalent to Best Picture.
Yep.
This is the one.
Yeah.
This is the one you want to win.
This is Best Actor, Best Actress.
Yes. It's not Song of the Year because guess what? That's what the Eurovision Song Contest decided, okay?
So if we had to pick Song of the Year, it would have to be JJ with Wasted Love.
No. Do you want to introduce the final category, please?
Would love to. Our final award of the evening is the Golden Diva Award.
Oh, that needs
Yeah. A Tebby original.
Yes.
The Golden Diva Award for our favorite queen, non-gendered.
Non-gendered.
Again, very much like Miss Congeniality, the Golden Diva can be anyone who expresses the tendencies of diva.
Yes. So as opposed to a Miss Congeniality, who is someone who we feel like brought community, elevated the spirit of Eurovision, the Golden Diva is a purely subjective Nick and Calm original where we get to give our flowers to people who we love dearly. It's subjective. It's entirely us.
Yeah.
It's no one else.
Exactly. And I guess the foundational basis of the Golden Diva Award is the person that served exactly that. It's the person that gave the most at every opportunity. It's the person who embodied the person that we would want to be.
Yes. The person who we watched and with mouths open, eyes glossy, jaws dropped, and
tear
a single tear down the cheek, yes.
Tear down my thigh.
Yes. Oh, don't say that. Anyway.
Shall we get into the nominees?
Yes. The nominees for the Golden Diva Award are
Mariana Conte,
JJ.
Shkodra Elektronik.
Gojo.
Erika Wickman.
Cesar.
Kyle Alessandro.
Tautomatus.
Adonis.
Kai. It was a big one. We couldn't just narrow it down to 4 people. We felt like 10 was a good way to give as many people their flowers as possible.
Exactly. And to be fair, Best Picture, most of the other categories have 4 people,
Yes.
but Best Picture usually has about 417.
And please, if your favourite's not on that list, just know that it is a hard list, and
they were probably a Golden Diva too.
they were all Golden Divas. But Nick, do you
There
want
can
to
only
read the
be one.
award? Who is our Golden Diva of the Year? If you want to, here's your envelope.
Thank you so
Yep,
much.
there you
Thank
go.
you so much. So, the Tebby first ever Golden Diva Award for our favourite queen for Eurovision 2025 goes to Erika Wickman. Yes. Again.
Sorry if we led you guys on. If you've watched us and you followed us and you watched this thinking that we would give
Something
you
was gonna end
a
up
different
different.
answer, but you knew this journey was
Yeah.
always going to end at Erika Wickman herself.
Exactly. There was never any eventuality, there was never any reality on this earth where we did not find a way to rig this competition to give the most prestigious award to Erika Wickman in honor of her not winning Eurovision as we predicted.
Because that's just capitalism. Welcome to the capitalist machine.
Exactly.
We get to decide.
Yeah. I make the video, I pick the winner.
Yes.
You don't like it? Start your own
Start
YouTube
your
channel.
own YouTube channel.
You got a YouTube channel.
But let's okay. It's not just that we are Erika Wickman stans, evidently by the fact that she was our number 1 choice to win.
Both
it's
times.
the fact that this Erika Wickman came onto the scene at UMK with a rock star energy that was infectious from the get-go, and it was going to take a lot for our minds to change, but I think UMK was back in February. There were months till Eurovision.
Yeah.
We still could have been shocked by a lot of people who could have pipped her at the post for Golden Diva energy.
And many, many, many artists did a fantastic job.
I mean, look, we could go through a very long list, but we'll just say the Beauty Blenders all could have won. Gojo could have won. Shkodra Elektronik.
Yeah.
But
there is only one Erika Wickman.
there's only one Erika Wickman. There's only one in my heart that I felt like embodied the spirit of the Tebby, the Golden Diva Tebby itself.
Watching her ride that golden microphone into the sky, watching her throw mic stand after mic stand and absolutely blitz that runway.
Watching her absolutely scoff fondue with Hazel on live TV.
Watching her drip fondue down her face genuinely did make me question whether I am a homosexual man for a brief moment in time.
Look, she is an icon, and I feel it feels very fitting to give her our first icon award, and I'm very excited to see in the coming years who the icon of the year will be.
Yeah.
But yes, Erika, you have won our inaugural Golden Diva Award.
And more importantly, our hearts.
Yes, so congratulations, Diva.
Well, Callum,
Yes.
that just about wraps things up here
That has
at
brought
Tebby
us
Studios.
to the end of the inaugural Tebby Awards. Thank you so much for watching.
It has been an absolute pleasure to have you here. And let's get a shout out to our special studio audience as well. Thank you. Thank you. Stop it, please. It's not about us, please. Thank you so much.
So a bit of housekeeping.
Yeah.
We made
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. This video was our send-off to Eurovision 2025. this is kind of our closing the book on this season of Eurovision.
Put the bitch to bed.
She's
had
to
her
bed.
time
We've
in the sun.
tried to ride that algorithm wave, and I think that we are now in its twilight years. So it's time to just sort of, step back from the Eurovision 2025 specific content. Yep. But do you know what's really exciting about that?
You tell me.
It means that we can now we're now free. We're unshackled, and we can now spend the off season talking about
whatever we want.
Whatever we want that's Eurovision related. We can finally start talking about years and artists that we've loved from across the franchise, from across the competition's extremely long history. Yeah. And I'm very excited for that.
I am so excited. Our number one highlight of this year, I think, has been the little community that we've been able to build here. And we are so happy to have each and every one of you that subscribes to the channel, that comments on our videos, that comes along on this crazy little ride with us.
Yeah.
We are not going anywhere. We will, however, be taking a very short break.
Yeah, we might not put up a video for a week or two just so that we can, not think about Eurovision for a couple of weeks, but B, also so that we can come up with a bit of a plan on how we can actually get these really good ideas out to you guys.
So we will be getting the expansive team here at TEBBY Studios together in the Bahamas, and we will be doing a week-long retreat with Yoko.
It's me, you, and it's the hippo that's just behind.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's me.
Me, you, and Dorothy.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Little dot.
Yep. She is our HR manager.
Yeah.
She is our tour manager.
Oh.
She booked the flights to the Bahamas. Yeah. Yep.
She accidentally booked them to Benidorm instead.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We'll see you on the concrete.
Yeah, we're flying to the Bahamas via Benidorm.
Yeah.
It's a very cheap way to get there. Yeah. But yes, when we say a couple of weeks off, we're not going to be gone for like 3 months, guys. We're literally thinking like 2 weeks.
Yeah, maybe 3. See how we feel.
I'm not going to make promises. No. I'm just going to say we're just going to take a little bit of time off so that we can understand exactly what we want to say.
And so that we can make sure that we're making the absolute best content for you.
Exactly. But yeah, with that, we look forward to whatever our next video is going to be that's just broadly Eurovision related. I had some ideas already, which I'm very excited.
I'm very excited.
But in the meantime, I just want to say thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
And stay with us for the off-season ride, because, I mean, Eurovision may just be a week in the calendar, but for us, it's a year-long obsession.
Oh, he's back. As always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Get down in the comments. I've been a little bit late on some of the comments recently, but I will be back.
Nick is the community manager.
Yeah. But yeah, feel free to share the channel with anyone that you think would be a fan or would love to come along for the ride with us. But otherwise, thank you so much once again for joining us. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
All right, let's get on the grog.
Yeah.